Hello everyone. Tonight, another book for you. A choice for Sarah. A choice for Sarah. Let's get started. I have to learn a new piece for my violin exam, said Sarah when she came in from her music lesson. I have only got 5 weeks to get in, right? Mom, it sounded great when Mr. Khan played it, but I think it might be too hard for me. Mom smiled at her. I'm sure you'll be able to do it, she said. Why don't you practice it now? I love listening to you play. Sarah started to play her new piece, but she kept making mistakes. I'll never get it right, she said. She put her violin away and ran outside to practice handstands for her gym lesson instead. At gym, the next afternoon, the children began with floor exercises handstands, forward rolls, backward rolls, cartwheels, and split lips. At the end of the lesson, everyone gathered around Mandy, their coach. We've got a good chance of doing well in the next competition, she told them. It is in 5 weeks' time. I'd like all of you to practice as much as possible. I want everyone to do their best. How am I going to practice my gym and the violin and do all my schoolworks as well? Thought Sarah. At her next violin lesson, Mr. Khan asked Sarah to try the new piece he had given her. She began, but she couldn't play it properly. Oh, she said, that sounded awful. Mr. Khan was surprised. You usually play better than that, Sarah. Would you like to try it again? He suggested. But Sarah still couldn't get it right. I didn't have enough time to practice, she explained. I have to work hard for a gym competition too. It's on Saturday, the 1st of March. But that's the same day as your music exam, said Mr. Khan. It is it? Said Sarah. What am I going to do? I'm afraid you won't be able to do both, said Mr. Khan. You'll have to make a choice. But I love doing gym. I like it just as much as playing the violin, said Sarah. Well, you'll have to make up your mind soon, said Mr. Khan. Why don't you talk about it with your parents? But talking about it didn't help much. Sarah still couldn't decide. The next time she had a gym lesson, she told Mandy that her music exam was on the same day as the competition. I don't know what to do, exclaimed Sarah. Mandy looked thoughtful. Well, if you're going to go in the gym competition, you will have to practice just like everyone else, she said. But I'll need to practice for my violin exam too, said Sarah. I understand your problem, Sarah, said Mandy, but you are going to have to make a decision. Think about it and let me know as soon as you can. That evening, Sarah and her mom watched some champion gymnasts on television. They all had perfect timing and amazing balance. I'd love to be able to do split lips the way that girl does, said Sarah. If I keep practicing, do you think I could be as good as she is? Perhaps, said Mom. Isn't that fantastic? But to reach that standard, you would have to practice for hours every day. Sarah sighed. What was she going to do? The following weekend, Sarah's parents took her to the town hall to hear a visiting orchestra. It was exciting to hear many instruments playing together and to be sitting so close to the musicians. The sound of the violins soared above the rest of the instruments. Sarah forgot everything else as she listened to the music. She had never heard anything quite so beautiful before. Quite so beautiful before. After the concert, Sarah said to her parents, I love the sound of those violins so much. I know what I'm going to do now. I'm going to work hard for my violin exam. I'm glad you've made your decision, said Sarah's dad. So am I, said Sarah. And now I can tell Mandy that I've decided not to go in the gym competition. Sarah felt relieved that she had finally made a choice. The next day, Sarah picked up her violin again. She practiced every day, and by the end of the week, she could play her new piece right through without stopping. That sounded great, said Mr. Khan when Sarah played it to him. You must have worked so hard. I have, said Sarah. I want to pass the exam because one day I'd like to play the violin in a big orchestra. Okay, kids, that's the end of today's story. It's called A Choice for Sarah. Have a good night. Bye.